On this episode of Mechanical Adventures, we're taking the van out. We're taking the van cross country.
We get stuck.
We're probably going to get stuck.
I guess you do that every episode.
We get stuck every episode. Maiden voyage.
I don't think I brought my USB.
So we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Maybe.
If we make it. Bad view. We just passed South Lake Tahoe. Came right out of the trees into the desert. Here's a night one campsite. Not the most romantic thing, but we got in at about 1 o'clock, so it's the best we could find. Drone footage I just showed you guys was really pretty. We didn't anticipate the fact that we were driving down, so immediately this happened. We drove right into it within a matter of 30 seconds. So slow going for a little while. First scheduled pit stop, supposed to be at midnight last night, is at noon today. So we're headed to the Wild Willie Hot Springs, just outside of Mammoth. Road's closed, we gotta hike in. 30 minutes it says. Beautiful out here, a little chilly, but sun is high. What do you gotta say, babe?
We're late.
Locked on target.
Well, that was Wild Willie's. Nice little spot, some nice people. Nice and warm, not too hot. A little bit of a hike, but we've been sitting since 7 o'clock last night, so not so bad. Next up, make some sandwiches, hit the road, and we gotta be in, we're going to Utah?
Hopefully.
Oh, we gotta be in Utah.
We're still in California.
We're still in, yeah, good point, good point. So we're just gonna bypass Nevada and, you know, and I chose to take the back roads, so we're not taking 80. We're not even taking 50.
No.
We're taking the streets. So we'll be in Utah by next week sometime. But I'm having fun. You having fun?
Yes.
It's a beautiful day out here. Pup's having a good time. Got lunchtime going on the road. Working out pretty dang good, if I don't say so myself.
Our house is a mess. Don't show.
I mean, it's not that bad. It's been worse. We're getting better. Dog is begging. But we're on towards, not to, but towards Fish Lake area of western Utah. It's 8.5 hours. Right now it's 2:30, so that's midnight. We'll see. We're just gonna pull off somewhere and camp for the night because tomorrow we're going to Arches. Change of plans. We ended up stopping at Zion because it was on the way and we were tired and we could see 2 parks in one trip.
Or we'll still be in Nevada.
Or we'll still be in California. Alright guys, maybe some driving video. We've been in the truck from lunchtime to dinner time. Dinner time for everybody. So we're an hour from Utah, maybe. We got a Christmas tree. We just crushed Nevada, and we're about 2 hours from Zion, which is going to be our destination tonight. We should get in around 10 o'clock. So, see you tomorrow. Well, we had breakfast. We had made some egg sandwiches. It was real windy. We brought eggs from home, made some egg sandwiches. Now we're off to tour the park. Where we came at a time where you're allowed to drive in, which is only in the wintertime. So we got lucky. we made it to the entrance of the Narrows. It's freezing cold. We can't go any farther without water gear. Dog's in the truck, so that's it for this one. Next up, we're going to Arches. So, what do you think, babe? Worth the 2-hour wait? That's it. You heard it here, folks. Beautiful. Well, we made it into Moab last night. Unplanned stop, but thought it'd be fun to stay here. We're headed to Arches, which is a half hour away or so. Unfortunately, we're missing a trailer and a rock crawler to really enjoy Moab. But we camped on the Colorado River. Found a spot last night right outside of town. Absolutely gorgeous. Got a fire going. About to make some egg sandwiches. Got some eggs from our chickens. Feather Hill Farm. There's just something about setting up a camp stove in the morning, boiling a pot of water, making a hot cup of coffee. Really takes the chill out, you know. And when you can top that with a nice egg sandwich with eggs from your own chickens on some San Francisco sourdough with a slice of cheese. Man, just can't beat it. My mouth is watering right now just thinking about it.
You think you're good?
Can't beat it.
Water, ice, extreme temperatures, and underground salt movement are responsible for the sculptured rock scenery of Arches. On clear blue sky days, it's difficult to imagine such violent forces, or the 100 million years of erosion that created this land. Over 2,000 cataloged arches range in size from 3-foot openings, the minimum consideration of an arch, to the longest, landscape arch measuring 306 feet, base to base. New features are being formed as old ones are destroyed. Erosion, the weathering works slowly but relentlessly, creating the dynamic landforms that gradually change through time. Sorry, babe.
We really messed up. And the gate's open. So if you got a 4x4 and you come to Arches, you gotta go there. I guess that means the 4x4 conversion on the van is a go, huh?
Yeah.
You giving me permission?
Yeah.
There goes our savings. Well, we messed up. We just got into Arches. We See all these cool rock formations, and it's beautiful territory. We got to the end and we said, oh, that's the campground we were going to stay at, but we decided not to. We should have. We really should have. But we didn't. And so now we're going to have a snack here and pretend like it was our campground. This place is just absolutely gorgeous. All these super cool rocks everywhere. We're right next to a big arch that I just showed you on the drone. Right next to it. I could fly my drone from this campsite that we're pretending to be in. And that concludes the national park portion of our vacation. At this point, we are at a Airbnb on a horse ranch just outside of Fort Collins, Colorado. We spent a couple days with my family doing some Christmas activities. I didn't film too much of it, just a little bit of this wind. And we got some good R&R, and it was high time for us to get back on the road because we had a little bit of a snowstorm to go through. So we got all prepped and ready to go, and we took off a little bit early just to get on the road. Well, now it's time for the long journey home. We had about 1,200 miles to drive from Fort Collins back to Oakland and about 2.5 days to do it in. If you're from the West Coast, you'll remember the snowstorm around Christmas time. Well, this was the very start of it, and with 3 to 7 feet in the forecast and a 2-wheel drive home on wheels, we had no time to spare. Our plan was just to beeline it on Highway 80 and hope that by the time we got to Truckee, the road was still open. As we pushed through Wyoming and Nevada, we decided it would be best to tackle Truckee and Donner Pass first thing Thursday morning, giving ourselves a full 24 hours to drive 200 miles, just in case poor weather and road closures saw us mimicking the Donner Party's struggles with the Sierras and record snowfall. Well, we almost made it to Reno, and I-80 is now closed. So Google Maps did us a favor and found us another route. Starting to look a lot like Christmas. We got the chains on. We're headed that way, up into the abyss. This is where the adventure really starts. She's absolutely thrilled. Look at those earrings. Look at those Christmas earrings. Is that snow in Santa's beard? How cute. Got these bad boys literally the day before we left. So here we go. Well, we got an idiot up here, and this guy too. Neither of them have chains. They stopped twice in the middle of the road. He's sliding. This man's family is in the police car because he was out of his car and the policeman had to push him out of the way. So
You better tell him to turn around and go put chains on. What is he doing?
really getting into the thick of it now. They turned around a couple cars already. CHP had to turn them around.
Some cars turn themselves around.
Yeah.
Unintentionally.
We're still trucking along though. Just making adjustments on the fly, babe. That's what I do best.
Did I just hear you
hit my van with a hatchet? Yes.
Okay,
Can you see if there's cars coming?
You're good. Is that how you work on other people's cars as well?
Sometimes you just gotta make room. Can I just hear it again?
No.
But it's different.
Much less.
We made progress.
Do you think it's gonna break the chain though?
No.
So it's gonna damage the car, but it's not gonna break the chain. So if you want to stop again and it's on that side, you can bang that one a little bit more.
Maybe. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. How's the light? We good? Well, we made it over Mountain 1. We just are finishing our descent down into Lake Tahoe right now.
The Donner Party set.
And this is where it all goes haywire. Probably set up camp here, you know.
Wait out the winter.
Wait for that 7 feet to come in. After we learned that I-80 had been closed at the California border, we were diverted up over Mount Rose down into Incline Village. And the thought was that if we can get to Incline Village, we can then get to Truckee and hop on 80 once we get into Truckee. Because at that point, from what we knew, 80 wasn't closed at Truckee. Well, we made it to Truckee. And then it all went south. We spent about 4 hours driving around Truckee, going from on-ramp to on-ramp, trying to get the latest information about road closures. We found another route down the mountain that was a back road and looked like it could very well lead us out, and then that ended up closing, and we were just in a line of cars the whole time, everybody trying to do the same thing. Eventually, after enough time had passed, they did open 80 back up, and when we pulled up to the chain control station, I had taken my chains off, so they sent us on 80 in the opposite direction back to Truckee so I could put my chains on, and by that time the traffic had cleared up. We hopped on 80 and it was maybe an hour of snow driving until finally made it down the mountain.
Another Christmas in the trenches.
Another Christmas in the trenches, that's right. We made it home. Day early.
And $1 short.
And a couple dollars short. Thanks for watching, guys. That trip was a blast. We had a bunch of fun.
I only cried once.
She only cried once. So we'll see you on the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you.